Capricorn, hi, how you doing? I hope you're well. I'm going to pull you some cards. I'm going to do your Celtic cross, okay? I'm going to go to Thelema for the base energies, if you like. So I'll get you a card for each position, maybe two, with this deck, and then I'm going to go in with some other decks and clarify and get you more depth. More detail, more clarity, hopefully, and hopefully try and ask some useful questions pertaining to the situation as I see it, whatever situation unfolds. I don't know. It's a general reading. I'm not trying to focus in on only one area of life. It is a bit of a case of what comes through, that comes through, but also do bear in mind, to a certain extent, the energies that I talk about, it is for you to apply them to your life as you see fit. Okay, so whatever area of life you're seeking guidance on, just take the energies and apply them. It's a collective reading. That means I'm pulling on collective Capricorn energy, which is such a trip. You should try it sometime. It's fun. But what it does mean is that you're not necessarily going to see your whole story reflected in these cards. You may, it does happen, but it may be a case of you taking little bits that apply to you. Take the message that you need. With that being said, do use your intuition, okay? So when I'm talking about the energies, just really listen to yourself and your own reaction to them, because that tells you so much more than really anything I'm saying or anything the cards say. All right, this isn't me sat here telling you what to do or giving you some hard and fast definite outcome. I don't do that sort of stuff. If this is food for thought. Okay, that's my style, so yeah. What's at the heart of the matter for Capricorn, please? You may notice I'm a little tired. Not that my readings are the most fast-paced anyway, but what's that? A Three of Swords. Well, I'm not going to take it because it didn't fall. Okay, it wasn't very convincing either. Oh, what is with this deck? Alright, these cards are going crazy. What's going on? Okay, what's at the heart of the matter for Capricorn, please? What's at the heart of the matter for Capricorn, please? Thank you. The Tower. Right, okay, yeah. Alright, no wonder. No wonder the cards were misbehaving. That's a lot of energy. Part of me wants to recoil from it. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, well, this is going to be a fun one. Shall I just put it back in and start again? No, I'm joking. Look, the Tower is good for us long term. Always. It clears the way. It just feels tough when you're in it. So, yeah. I mean, timing's pretty fluid in tarot, so, you know, some of you may have put this energy somewhat behind you, but anyway, it's a reverse Tower. It's quite internal work that's going on for you at the moment. So when the Tower's upright, it can be kind of our hand is being forced, like the universe kind of steps in and pulls some shit to kind of get us to look at ourselves. With it being in reverse, it's a lot less dramatic and heavy because it's you deciding to do the work, okay? So good for you, Capricorn, but boy does that energy feel intense. The challenge. I wonder my cards are all over the place. The challenge for Capricorn, please. What's the challenge for Capricorn? Six of Wands, that's interesting. You're really getting to know yourself at the moment, I think, Capricorn, and you're really trying to define what success even means. This is a card of success. It's the literal translation of this card. But the Tower tells me that you're really trying to discover who you are at your core, and I think part of that is, what do I want? What does success even mean to me? What does success even look like to me? Success relating to what? I don't know. Like I say, I go around each of the position and do a sort of surface read, and then I go back to the beginning and go more in depth. So if you want a quick read, probably we'll get to the outcome in about 20 minutes and you can have your quick read. Okay. Whew. It's all a bit fiery as well, isn't it, hey? It's all very orange and fiery so far. It's intense. This is intense shit, Capricorn. Yeah. I can't wait to see this devil energy. I swear to God you're going to get some devil energy coming out, which, by the way, is your card, Capricorn, but page 1. Quite a lot of people have been getting the devil recently. It's, I don't know, something's going on astrologically, I think, with Mercury retrograde, but I don't know shit about astrology, so I feel the energies, and then I'm like, oh, right. Someone will be like, oh, Mercury, this, that, and the other, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, crowning the matter for Capricorn, please. I think you're tired. Ooh, okay. A lack of clarity. A lack of clarity that you would very much like to resolve. Yeah. I mean, of course, you're having an internal tower moment. Like, a lot of... It's a bit like shedding of the skin, you know? A lot of old beliefs are falling away. And you're probably thinking, well, what should I believe then? I mean, the reason the beliefs are falling away is because new beliefs are entering, but yeah, I feel a sense of confusion about what to believe. Past, please, for Capricorn. Past for Capricorn. Ah, this makes total sense. Because this is, when it's upright, this is all about societal and cultural conditioning. You know, we have, before the Hierophant, we have the Emperor and Empress, which you can look at as the values that you learn from your parents. Then we move on to the Hierophant, and that talks about the values that we learn from wider society, you know, maybe even school, because the Hierophant can be a teacher. Some of you may literally be leaving behind a career in teaching, by the way. But more broadly than that, I mean, this makes total sense. I nearly started, when I saw this Six of Wands, I nearly started talking about societal values and stuff like that, because society has a very strong opinion of what success looks like and what achievement means. And, you know, it's all about the Pentacles, really, isn't it? It's not about spiritual development. But I think you're taking a hard look at that. And, yeah, it's like you're walking away from what society has imposed on you. Whew, I like this for you, Capricorn. I mean, that tower's intense, not gonna lie. You're feeling it too. You don't need me to tell you that, but I like it. Okay, what's below? What's below? Reverse Knight of Cups. Interesting. I feel like, yeah, you're quite in an independent energy at the moment. Some sort of fear of vulnerability here, actually. And you probably are feeling quite vulnerable with this tower shit going on in your energy and this kind of lack of clarity in your headspace. So it's like you're not quite sharing with the world yet your internal revelations, I think, Capricorn. And the Six of Wands can be a card of being seen. And that's in your challenge position. And here we have a card that in its reverse state is about a certain fear towards vulnerability and opening up. So in a sense, I see you as being a little bit closed off at the moment. Taking stock, taking time out. Yeah. But I am feeling fears around vulnerability. Like, I don't know. This has got like bloody spiritual awakening written all over it, to be honest. Because it's like those close to you, I think you're finding it hard to meet them, you know? So if you opened up to them about what you're experiencing, like, it's almost like you feel you'd be speaking two different languages or something like that. Tell me more about the future for Capricorn. A reverse Page of Cups. Yeah, what I said already, really. That expression, it's this. Go from the Knight, the reverse Knight to reverse Page. So I sort of feel the fears around expression diminishing a little bit, if that makes sense, but it's still carrying through to your future energy, this idea of not wanting to say too much to people who may have known you for a long time somehow. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. It's almost like, I don't know if some of you are dealing with a literal language barrier in your life. I don't know. That's really coming through. But more in a metaphorical sense, it's like you find it hard to relate to people how you used to because something shifted in your consciousness, or the concepts that you use to make sense of the world are not the same concepts anymore, and it's almost like the people who you often relate to still use those concepts, and it's almost like those concepts to you are a different language. But like I say, some of you it could be a literal language barrier, but it's almost like, oh, do I want to start talking about love languages? I don't know. There's some issue here for some of you that there's incompatibility in love languages as well. So, I mean, are you familiar? I don't know if I really want to explain love languages. It's not like I know loads and loads about it. It's just something that's on my periphery, How do you express love, and how do you feel more comfortable receiving love? And then people have split it up into categories. I think it might be quite a Christian thing, actually. Is there 7 categories? I don't know. So it's things like touch, physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service. These are all different categories that have become what now gets called love languages. But it kind of makes sense. I'm not dissing it. I'm kind of neutral towards it, to be honest. I suppose it's quite a useful thing to look at, yeah. But anyway, what I'm feeling here is this, and this might not be a romantic situation, but there's some sort of situation here with other people, other energies surrounding you. Your love language might be physical touch, but for them their love language is more acts of service, and like it's that incompatibility, and well, I suppose it's just something that needs talking about, really, isn't it? And then you can shift a bit, or they can shift a bit, or you can meet in the middle, or whatever. But I think it's broader than that for most of you, and what I've already described, really. Okay, I'm now going to look. Gosh, all these cards are in reverse. That's crazy. I mean, my deck has a fairly good mixture of reverse to not, and then I work with jumpers anyway, so the way they come out's the way they come out. Let's look at your strengths. Strengths for Capricorn. Strengths for Capricorn, please. Ooh, okay, another reversal. Queen of Swords. Well, you don't take any bullshit, do you, Capricorn? Some people might find you a bit blunt, to be fair. It's odd, actually, because obviously this isn't a Pentacles card, but I'm finding this energy quite grounding for you. Because I feel like this Tower thing for you is discovering, almost discovering a lot of new concepts around the flow of emotion and how to emotionally relate to people. And you may be seeing things from like a more spiritual angle than you have done before as well. And sometimes when we find ourselves becoming interested in these sorts of concepts, we sort of forget about real life shit, like, say part of this for you is that you've got really into meditation. Sometimes you can spend quite a lot of time in that meditative space and not balance it with actual practical tasks, actual thinking, actual, actual sort of rationality. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. And I just feel like I'm looking at a Capricorn who is aware of that. And I just feel the Queen of Swords is bringing that kind of logic into the situation. Like, not that you can apply logic to all the things that you're experiencing, really, but it's like I said, a certain groundedness. I don't know. It's not a pentacle card, so it quite doesn't almost make sense, but but the other thing is, like, when you do get in spiritual topics as well, there aren't half a load of people chatting absolute shit. And funnily enough, they tend to want your money. Isn't that interesting? Because all the answers are in you, Capricorn. That's why I said these readings don't give definitive answers. It's all about food for thought. And I think the Queen of Swords in you is very good at recognising that and cutting through the bullshit. So that's good. That's a good strength. We'll find out more about that. Maybe as I pull more cards and get under it, I'll be better able to articulate what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, environmental, so this is people surrounding you, energy surrounding you. You may not be aware of them. I've got 2 cards. A reverse 3 of Swords and a... Oh my god. Capricorn. This is someone from your past who's caused you heartbreak. I mean... It's the literal translation. I mean, I don't know why I say that, because I suppose there could be many other literal translations, but I'm just looking at those cards and it's just the straight up kind of book meaning, really. Heartbreak, someone from your past. Reverse 6 of Cups can be a kind of reminiscing in a way that's a bit like rose tinted, You might be looking back at and remembering more of the good stuff than the bad stuff. Having said that, it is... Yeah, it's attached to a reverse 3 of Swords, which is that emotional pain, but I feel like you sort of looking back and remembering the good stuff over the bad stuff is perhaps your way of coping with this emotional pain, trying to soothe this emotional pain. I don't know, you may be fantasising about getting back with whoever this is. And to be fair, the reversed Hierophant in your past could be the end of a commitment as well. So we do have aspects of that in your past. Could literally be the end of a marriage. The end of something quite conventional anyway. And I don't... It's brought about this Tower moment for you, hasn't it, hey? That would be interesting. Because the interesting thing about this position is to be quite formal in my interpretation, which I'm often not, actually. Anyway, well, you get a bit of a mix here. You get a bit of a mix. This position is often external energy, so I'm interested to get under that. Because I don't know, I got a little feeling somebody's reminiscing over you as well, Capricorn. Yeah. Alright, hopes and fears, please, for Capricorn. Hopes and fears for Capricorn, please. Hopes and fears for Capricorn. Hopes and fears for Capricorn, please. Oh, these cards are fucking me about again. I tell you, we're going to get a devil. Sorry. A reverse Strength. And reverse 6 of Pentacles. How interesting. How interesting. Reverse 6 of Pentacles is when the flow of energy between you and somebody else is unequal, unbalanced. It's not equal give and take. It's not fair, simply put. It's the minor arcana version of the Justice card. It's not fair when it's in reverse. Reverse Strength, and I don't know, it's almost like you're worried about, you don't have trust in yourself to deal with situations that aren't fair, so you're keeping your distance from any situation that could turn into a reverse Six of Pentacles, basically, could turn into an unequal exchange. This also explains your reverse Knight of Cups and your reverse Page of Cups, because they are about a limiting of that flow of emotion, that vulnerability. Well, of course, if you're worried about stuff not being reciprocated, not being equal, and also worried about your own strength in dealing with that, then of course one response is to pull back on that emotional sharing. Especially if you're just not quite sure what you're sharing, because you're just not quite sure who you are right now, I think. Well, that's the whole trip, that's the whole trick, right? That's the whole thing. Who really knows who they are, right? I mean, God, that's the journey, right? And hey. Alright, let's look at an outcome for you. An outcome, please, for Capricorn. Thank you. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah. This is Capricorn saying, I know who I am. I'm secure in who I am. I'm secure on my own. A strong sense of independence. Strong sense of self-reliance. Not in an unhealthy way, because sometimes trauma can put us in this hyper-independent energy. It's not that. It's not that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful position to be in, to make authentic connections from as well. It's really nice. And after everything I've said and everything I've seen, I'm really happy to see that there for you. And I don't know why I'm shuffling, because I'm about to swap decks. But, wow, it is... You know, this is like the shorter term outcome, this is the more long term outcome with your Nine of Pentacles here, and to see a Nine of Pentacles after this reverse Tower right dominating the centre of your reading, you know, this soul searching, this who am I at my core. I mean, yeah, you're getting your answer, you're going to get your answer. It's tough for you, maybe, for many of you at the moment, even if this Tower energy is a bit behind you. You know, we've still got a reverse Page of Cups in your near future. We're still not ready to be open and vulnerable there in that near future. We're not finding those connections that offer that safety for that vulnerable exchange. But like, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, that's just awesome. I love it for you. Right, let's get underneath this tower then. Shall we go there? Shall we go there? I'll see what I can get. There might be a block on it, I don't know. It's all going to be so personal to each of you, so just use what I say to prompt your own thinking, alright? Because there's nothing like a reverse tower to remind you that the only person with all the answers is you. Not some woman on the internet pulling cards. Right? The cards are fun. The cards can give you prompts. Visual prompts. Visual prompts are amazing. You know, because we're so limited with our words. There's so much you can do with words. I mean, music helps, right? But so do pictures. Some of you might paint, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you painted or... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about this tower for Capricorn, please. Tell me more. Yes. I mean, this is a foundational energy. This is the energy of a foundation, and it too has come out in reverse. So you're sort of questioning what is at your foundation. You couldn't make it up. That's what the tower does. The tower forces you to question what is at your foundation. And there we have a Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Tell me more about this tower, please. Tell me more about this tower. Eight of Swords. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Who am I? Who am I? When I look in the mirror, what's there? Who am I? You know, it's hard. It's hard. Eight of Swords, Ace of Swords, that lack of clarity is coming through. It's like you can't see yourself for yourself. It's like you're stood in the way of yourself. Feel quite restricted. Your energy feels really tight. You don't feel like you have that freedom of movement. I don't necessarily mean literally. I mean, I almost certainly don't mean literally for most of you, but I suppose. And it could be about being in your body for a lot of you. Being in your body and moving could be quite transformative for a lot of you, like yoga, tai chi, anything like that. Dance. Yeah. Tell me more about this tower, please. A reverse Queen of Cups. That's 3 court cards you've got relating to the cups that are reversed now. This is very interesting. Gosh, it feels painful though. It's painful when you've got that much emotion and it's not coming out, Capricorn. I think you need to find a way to release that. Somehow. Whatever ways work for you. Because at the moment you're hiding it. There's a certain flow of emotion here that's stuck. And I feel like it's causing you pain. I think maybe there is a particular person that you perhaps used to go to for that beautiful exchange of emotion, and I suspect somehow, for whatever reason, they're not there anymore. This almost feels like a grief. Oh my God, I'm so sorry if you've lost someone recently. I'm so sorry if that's the case, because it does feel like that for some of you. I'm so sorry. I feel like it might be a grandparent for some of you. Oh God, I'm really sorry. Don't get me in tears now, Capricorn, come on. Or if you've lost a partner, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I do think some of you have had quite a devastating loss recently. Or maybe not so recently, I don't know, but it's still with you. It's still with you. And why wouldn't it be? It was someone of great importance to you. Oh. Okay. Alright. I mean, it could be a breakup for some of you of a long-standing relationship, and it doesn't feel bitter, that's the thing. It doesn't feel bitter, or it sort of feels like it ended amicably. But it sort of left you asking, God, who am I? Who am I at this kind of age, after this long marriage, this long commitment or whatever? I mean, not for all of you. I feel some of you might be quite late in life. Like, oh God, I'm trying to be polite about saying old, for fuck's sake. I mean, what is old? I don't know. I don't buy. I don't. Like, I'm 40. I don't know. I don't see myself as old at all. I feel like the fool most days, still very much at the beginning of a journey. We're all the fool anyway. But what I'm saying is you're old enough to have had enough experience behind you of a long commitment for a lot of you. Yeah. And now that commitment's kind of dissolved in a way that just doesn't feel bitter or awful, but yeah, it's like, well, where do I pour this emotion? This love, you've got so much love, and it's like you can't, in the real life world, pour it on the person you're used to pouring it on, and it feels familial to in a lot of cases, but it's a bit of a split, 50-50. I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm going to get onto this Six of Wands, which appears to be you questioning what success looks like. I don't know. We've not even got a death card out, and death can literally mean literal death sometimes, but I'm feeling it so strongly. God, Capricorn. Alright, let's get under this Six of Wands for Capricorn, please. Tell me more about this Six of Wands for Capricorn. How many cards have we got? 3, lovely. A Knight of Pentacles, oh no, we've got 4. A Knight of Pentacles upright, a 6 of Pentacles upright, a Page of Swords reversed, and that Queen of Swords reversed again. Yeah. There we go. It wasn't a shock or a surprise to you, whatever's happened here that's caused this grief. I feel like you were quite prepared for it with the Knight of Cups. Sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I feel like you knew it was coming. Yeah, I think, for most of you. And that 6 of Pentacles, you know, yeah, you had that beautiful equal exchange with them, and I'm just not feeling bitterness about it ending. But it is causing you to reassess life. You know, and if it is literal death, then yeah, that makes total sense, doesn't it? Because it's like, well, there's a sense here, whatever's happened, there's a sense here of sort of, when I get to the end of my life, me, Capricorn, when I get to the end of my life, like, what will be said at my funeral, you know? What will I have left behind that really matters, that really fucking matters? Not fucking houses and cars. I mean, if you want to pursue that, fine, I'm not judging, I'm not, but I think a lot of us hit a stage in life where if we did value that quite a lot, we don't anymore, because this person that you seem to be grieving over, the qualities that, you know, the joy that they brought to your life had nothing to do with material shit. It had to do with a beautiful flow of emotion. So I just feel like there's a reassessment in your life here of what does success look like? What should I be working towards? Because the Knight of Pentacles works diligently, passionately, but with a muted passion towards his goal, you know? What should I be working towards? So, and some of you, this may be throwing up the idea of starting a new course of study even. You know, something that your heart is really in. There's some bullshit surrounding this. I think a lot of you are starting to pursue a more spiritual path. And, you know, I think you're naturally quite cynical towards this. And hang on to that cynicism. I'm not telling you to fucking drop that. Like, there's so much bullshit surrounding spiritual stuff, right? But I see you cutting through it with both the Page and the Queen of Swords, and that's in your strengths anyway as well. So I'm going to leave it there with the 6 of Wands. Let's try and get this kitty cat out of your earthy energy. She causes me a nightmare. Okay, Ace of Swords. Lack of clarity. Lack of clarity. Lack of clarity about what? Lack of clarity about what, please? Lack of clarity about what? Oh, here we are again with the 6 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Someone from your past. Someone from your past keeps popping into your energy, and it was a soul bond. So I feel like some of you might be exploring mediumship. Yeah. Some of you maybe still be, if you have experienced like a death. If I say loss, it's confusing, isn't it? Let's use the right words. If there has been a death of someone in your family, I feel like you feel like you're still communicating with them in some way. They're sending you signs or something like that, but then the logical part of your brain's like, don't be so silly. Well, I'm not here to say either way. I suspect you're not being silly though. So that's what you're not clear about for some of you, but also I do think some of you are... I do think some of you, someone from your past, you've potentially reconnected with them, or you're thinking about them and they're thinking about you anyway, by the way. I've got 2 Six of Cups now, so you're both thinking about each other similarly. A Six of Cups to me represents a soul bond. It can be that familial soul bond, as I've described. It can be a more romantic soul bond. I don't know, I feel like there's maybe been some sort of get-together recently, which could be a funeral. I'm so sorry, I keep coming back to this. Like, I don't know, maybe this reading's for like one person, I don't know. So be it. I see what I see. I've got to stop apologising for it. Some sort of family reunion. You might have linked up with someone from your past here. I don't know. Strong energy of someone from your past. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords. What's this lack of clarity about? They cause you pain, though, or there's pain linked to it. Yes, there's that grief. There's that sense of grief. It's right there. I know I've been speaking about it even without the Five of Cups coming out, but it's right there in your headspace. I'm glad it's in your headspace. You know, I'm glad you're conscious of it. You're not burying it. Yes, there's a lack of clarity. So for some of you, it's an emotional loss that is attached to this Six of Cups person, the same way we've got an emotional loss here. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, you know, it's similar. For some of you, it's a literal grief over someone who's died. But you still feel in contact with them in some way. You're feeling their energy still. How directly, I don't know. I think you're maybe looking for a medium or something. I can't do that, by the way. Well, if I can, I have no control over it whatsoever. So, yeah. I could probably recommend someone, to be fair. Anyway, that's just if you are. I don't know. I don't. Okay, tell me more about this Ace of Swords reversed. I've got to get a move on. Tell me more about this. Alright, thank you. The 7 of Pentacles reversed. A 5 of Swords reversed. This is regret. So some of you, this pertains to if your 6 of Cups is about kind of some sort of past person who's coming back in your life. I want to say childhood sweetheart, but it might not be that specific for many of you, but certainly some sort of past person who you've had a connection with. It grew so far. It did grow so far. You know, it stopped growing at the 7 of Pentacles, and you're very regretful over that. So for me, the 7 of Pentacles comes out when a relationship hits the end of the honeymoon stage, basically, and you're like, well, what the fuck do we do now with this? And it's a case of, can you make it work in the 3D or can't you? And it looks to me like you didn't, and you are very regretful over that. You feel a sense of loss, a sense of grief over that. I think it goes way back, way back, by the way, years back. They seem to be popping up in your energy again for some of you. I don't know. All right, I maybe will do a time check on that later if I have time, but I'm aware we're 40 minutes in and I'm not very far around the board. Okay, this reversed Hierophant. Tell me more about this Hierophant. Thank you. A reversed Empress, a reversed 6 of Swords. Tell me more. Tell me more about this Hierophant, please. 8 of Pentacles. Yes, and there's your 9 of Pentacles again on the bottom, from the 8 to the 9. It's almost like when you walked away from this situation, because I'm seeing a walking away from a situation with a 6 of Swords. It's almost like you were deliberately wishing to pursue your 8 and 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is what shows up in your outcome. I.e. pursuing a sense of independence, a sense of working on yourself, a sense of working hard on real life shit, pentacle shit, you know. it can relate to career, finance and that, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's your... a sense of safety. I'm going to say a sense of safety. Creating a sense of safety for yourself. Not that I'm saying this situation was unsafe, because it doesn't feel like that to me. Right, can you behave? Somehow you just weren't able to care for yourself in this relationship the way you wanted to with that reversed Empress. And yes, there we have the card of walking away from that. Like I say, it could be a marriage or commitment for some of you. Some of you it's a career in teaching. But you're walking you've chosen to walk away from it, and now in this current energy of the Tower, you're really, really examining, who am I? What is my personal success look like? And all these big things. But it just feels quite a amicable separation, leaving behind, you know, whether it's you leaving behind a job or leaving behind a partner or whatever, or experiencing the death of someone close to you. That would also explain kind of the way this feels amicable. You know, there's no bitterness. I've said it before, I'm repeating myself, I do that. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like it had been on the cards for a while. It wasn't a big shock or a surprise, and yet here we have the Tower, which is a bit of a shock or a surprise, but I suppose the shock that follows that is, it's like a jolt, an internal jolt, like who am I sort of stuff. Let me just see how long ago you knew this Six of Pentacles person. Six of Cups person. Let me just ask that. How long ago did Capricorn know their Six of Cups person, please? King of Pentacles. Years. We're talking years, but could literally, because I keep thinking it feels familiar, it could literally be a father figure, or that has returned from your life, or it could literally be that your father died. I'm so sorry. Tell me more about this Six of Cups person. How long ago was it that Capricorn connected with this Six of Cups person, please? Five of Wands would actually be 5 days. But I meant, so you might have met up with them again recently 5 days ago, but I'll have more, please. Eight of Swords, so 8 weeks ago could be... 8 weeks ago could be significant for some of you. The Hanged Man, I don't know, a long time ago. 12 years ago. Could be as long as 12 years ago for some of you. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Let's get onto this reverse Knight of Cups, please. With the Witches. Okay. Anything else on this reverse Knight of Cups, please, for Capricorn? Gosh, this is a difficult reading. But I'm happy to do it for you. I love doing them, even when I see sadness and grief. A Two of Wands. A Knight of Swords in reverse. 2 Knights. You've seen Knights take things... Oh, actually, you've got 3 Knights out. Knights take things to the extreme. And a 5 of Cups. It's that sense of grief again. When we get a match between what's below and what's above, I even when it's the Five of Cups, which is obviously grief and sadness, and the Eight again, the Eight of Swords again. It's nice. I do like to see an alignment down this centre line, particularly a match between these two energies, because it's kind of your conscious and your subconscious, so it shows an awareness of what's going on. So it's nice. Oh, it's always nice to see. We've got two Knights in reverse. Nice as anger. I mean, I've already said what I said about the Knight of Cups, that flow of emotion. Part of that flow of emotion that's not flowing is an anger. Yeah. I mean, I think anger can be so closely tied to grief, can't it? And I think, yes, it's about acknowledging that anger. And I think, you know, because there's this lack of clarity in your conscious mind, and I almost feel like acknowledging your anger is going to kind of help you get this energy upright. And that's often part of what I do in these readings, when I see an energy reverse like this and it's like you're not quite in the energy, because this is an energy of clarity, and it's, you know, if we often find ourselves asking, how do we move into this energy upright, you know? And I feel that we've sort of answered that with this reverse Knight of Swords, because I see a bit of an anger about this situation that you're perhaps not acknowledging. And I think, you know, we're told in society that there's certain emotions that are good and certain emotions that are bad, and anger is one of those ones that are bad, and it's like we shouldn't feel it. And, you know, bollocks. If you feel anger, you feel anger. You need to acknowledge that and not bury it, you know? You know, obviously our actions, yeah, we think about what actions we take, and we must be held accountable for them, and we must make choices that are in line with our values. But feelings, to me, feelings just are. So if you're feeling anger, then you're feeling anger. But I suppose if you're feeling anger towards someone who's died, then obviously that is hugely uncomfortable. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But it's also normal. Okay? All feelings are normal. Don't ever beat yourself up, please, for having a particular feeling. It's tied to the feeling of grief. It's right there. It's right there in your cards. There's an anger tied to a grief. And, you know, I suppose I was saying, oh, it feels really amicable, this ending. Yeah, it does, because your actions towards each other are amicable and thoughtful and caring, even though there's a separation for whatever reason. But that doesn't mean you don't feel anger, and you're not allowed to feel anger. You know, it's what you do with it when you feel it. And actually you're going to act better, by which I mean in accordance with your own values, not mine. You know, that's your values are yours, but you're more likely to act in accordance with your values if you can actually feel and acknowledge that anger. Okay? Maybe you don't know what to do with it. Maybe that's why this Two of Wands is here. What do I do? Where do I take it? Where do I take this anger? But also, where do I take this love? You know, there's so many cups, so many reverse court cards from the cups, and I think that Two of Wands is there because it's like, well, where do I take this love now? Which is grief, which is the Five of Cups, which we've seen twice, which I was feeling even before we pulled those cards. And yeah, well, I wish I could say. I don't really do giving advice. I honestly just want for you to feel heard, so that's why I do the readings, because you're your best source of advice, because you know what's happened to you better than me. Obviously that's the case. Right, let's look at this Page of Cups in your near future. Page of Cups in the near future, please, for Capricorn. A Two of Pentacles. We've got decisions. Oh, and a reverse King of Cups. The sense of grief. I mean, this feels like a big deal, right? Of course these energies are carrying into your near future, but again, you're wondering, what do I do with it? What do I do with the love? What do I do with the love that I can't pour on this person anymore? Anything else on this Page of Cups? That's unbelievable. You've got all the court cards out relating to cups in reverse. So much love, and it's like you can't give it to the person that you were giving it to. Nine of Wands reverse. I'll show you it upright. I feel like you're quite exhausted. And that is carrying through to your near future. But that's to be expected. Like, there's so much love here. Suddenly in your near future you're gonna find a solution to what to do with the love that you can't give to that person anymore because you're not there. Of course not. And that, yeah, I think that can weigh you down and you feel physically exhausted from it. So I'm sorry. I can only just really say that I'm sorry. I'm not qualified to answer the questions that are being thrown up here. Only you can, alright. Let's look at this reverse Queen of Swords in your strengths. The strengths that Capricorn's bringing to this situation. A reverse Page of Swords, we've had that already. That's a curiosity. In fact, it came out, you see we're getting repeating energies. Previously we had a reverse Page of Swords attached to a reverse Queen of Swords, and it's just thrown itself up again. But you know what that tells me? Because this is in your strengths, and this is in your current energy, you are using your strengths very wisely. And how I'm feeling this with this Page of Swords is that curiosity. It's quite an emerging energy, hence the reversals. It's an emerging sense of curiosity towards your own self, towards your own life path, towards more spiritual matters in a way that perhaps you haven't considered them before, possibly because you are getting signs from this person. For some of you, there's quite a lot of different energies in this reading, so I'm just doing my best to kind of give the right things to each of you, because I know not every single one of you has been through, you know, the death of someone you love, but that's coming through so strong. More about Capricorn strengths, please. More about Capricorn strengths. Intellectual. I mean, there's a certain intellectual approach here, which I'm not going to diss you for at all. It has to be a balance. That's too many cards. Tell me more about Capricorn strengths, please. Tell me more about Capricorn strengths. The Lovers in reverse. The Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, it could even be a pet for some of you. You could have lost a pet. Anyway, look, this is that sensation of when you just forget. You forget about the person's gone or the pet's gone, and you just, I don't know, say you still have a landline, which lots of people don't, like the phone rings and you think, oh, that'll be them just calling me on their way home from work, and then you remember. Or that feeling when you first wake up in the morning and you don't remember what's happened, and then you remember. You know, those first seconds that you get in the morning when you don't remember, and then you remember. Yeah, that's that. That's that. It could have been a romantic partner for some of you that you've lost. Or some sort of romantic situation that's sparking off this curiosity, this kind of intellectual curiosity towards more spiritual things, which is what I'm seeing in this strengths here. And I just think you're being very rational and grounded about it. Like in the way Jeff Brown is, for example. I don't know if you've read any of his stuff. I suspect he hates tarot. But you know, I get a lot out of reading his stuff. I do post it on the community section of my channel sometimes, and I just feel like this is the sort of attitude you're bringing to these new revelations that are happening to you in this tower, and I just think it's an absolutely great energy. So I think you're awesome, Capricorn. Okay, surrounding energies, this Six of Cups. This Six of Cups, tell me more. This is very intriguing. Someone who's caused you heart. Oh, here we have it again. Attached to an Ace of Swords. They have clarity, but you don't. I actually feel like someone from your past is either currently providing you with clarity, or they have that energy in them of being able to provide you with some sort of clarity. I mean, it feels long gone and long forgotten. I don't know. It's the strangest thing. Tell me more about this Six of Cups in Capricorn's environment. The Magician. Gosh, I feel like you've really been wanting to manifest clarity, though. Recent events have caused you to kind of be manifesting some sort of clarity over this Six of Cups, whoever it is for you. This is difficult because I think some of you, this Six of Cups is a person who's literally died, or a pet who's sending you signs. And then for others of you, it's a person from your past, some sort of childhood sweetheart or past lover or something like that. Either way, I feel like they're providing you with a sense of comfort and clarity. I mean, for some of you, it could be both. God, I don't know. Because in the past, I mean, there's emotional pain tied up to it. So say like it's a childhood sweetheart situation, that break from them, that ability to not move past the Seven of Pentacles, not move past the honeymoon stage, which I see popping up in your fears, by the way, if you're considering reconnecting with them. I see that popping up in your fears, but that caused emotional pain, heartbreak, etc. Okay, tell me more about the Six of Cups. It's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, Ace of Pentacles. They could be starting to start kind of two aces, and it's attached to an ace up here. There's the and the four of wands on the bottom, which is reunion energy. There is the potential that this person's trying to start things up again with you. I think you already know about this if this is happening. To be honest, this doesn't feel very predictive to me, and I don't really do that anyway. I try to stay away from giving people false hope when they want their exes back, but yeah, there is an energy of reconnection here, starting things new, starting things again. You know, the Magician is also a 1. Let's not forget that. It's about manifestation, but it's also a 1. And now we've got what? This whole shebang is clarified by 3 wands. I mean, we just couldn't... next to a Six of Cups, this is new beginning with a past energy written all over it. So I don't know what that's all about. Let me know in the comments if you feel comfortable. I realise that this is quite difficult reading, so yeah. There is something here, and it's in because this is in your it came out in reverse. This is in your hopes and fears. I do see some of you are considering reconnecting with this person, but can we get it past the 6? Can we get it past the 7? You know, is it going to get stuck on the 6 or the 7 again this time? Type of thing is part of your fears. And is it going to become unbalanced again? And if it becomes unbalanced, do I have the strength to deal with it? Yes, you do, by the way. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So... there's something there about reconnecting with a past energy, yeah. And I think it goes years back for a lot of you. 12 years, I said, didn't I? 12 years. I mean, and to be fair, what, 10? 14 years, you could take the King of Pentacles as a 14 years, to be fair, as well. Yeah, so 10, 14 years ago, that's how far back this could go for some of you. Somebody caused you emotional pain. Okay, tell me more about this Six of Pentacles. I mean, what did I say? Six of Pentacles is the minor arcana form of the Justice card. I mean, okay, fine. It's just being clarified by the major arcana form. So reinforcing what I've already said about you're concerned about balance. Will things balance up with this person? Will things be reciprocal with this person? I don't, yeah. But also this could represent kind of your skepticism towards gurus, people who offer you spiritual guidance. You know, see, she's paying for something here. A certain skepticism towards paying for those types of services. Well, I think that's a very valid skepticism. Like, you have all the answers. Paying someone else to kind of give you the answers, I don't know. I don't think it's bad to pay for help, but I think you have to be very discerning about it. So yeah. This is a feeling of being out in the cold that's come up here as well. So I just think there's fears around being, I don't know if it's necessarily attached to reconnecting with this person for all of you, but there's, whatever it is, there's just fears around things not being fair, fears around, am I going to be left out in the cold? Am I being deceived? Can I trust this situation? This is all coming up in your fears and your hopes. But really, I think what's at the root of all of this is if I'm feeling out in the cold, not cared for in the way I deserve, if I'm feeling like someone's not trustworthy, or even if I catch them in an outright lie, or if I feel like things are unbalanced, do I have the strength? Do I trust myself enough to take the right action? Because so often when people cause us that type of pain, we keep turning to them for answers. We keep turning to them to soothe the very pain that they have caused. And it's quite the life skill to actually step away from those people, isn't it? So yeah, you're questioning whether you can trust yourself to do that. I believe you can. And especially with all the awareness that I see you have of these issues, I believe you can. So let's look at that Nine of Pentacles anyway, because that is just a beautiful energy. And, you know, it is good energy to take those sorts of risks. So I'm not saying it's bad to take those sorts of risks. It's just, yeah, you do have to be very much in contact with yourself, which I see you are becoming through your Tower moment. You have to be very much in contact with yourself and very much trusting of yourself that when you see those red flags, by the way, the Queen of Swords is excellent at seeing red flags. The only thing is sometimes she sees them when they're not there. But anyway, trusting yourself to act correctly when you see those red flags. But that's half the thing that eats away at your trust, isn't it, as well, though? And what if I'm seeing red flags that aren't there? Well, give it a bit more time. Give it a bit more tentative time. Yeah, or something. I don't know, because you know better than me, Capricorn. All right, Nine of Pentacles. Let's get onto this Nine of Pentacles energy for you. Tell me more about this Nine of Pentacles, please. Yeah. Is that reunion energy again? Is that reunion energy again? Tell me more about this Nine of Pentacles. I don't think it pertains to this, by the way. This breakup of a long-term commitment. It's not that. This is something else. This Six of Cups is something else. I'm sorry if I've not said that before. I probably should have specifically pointed it out. That Six of Cups feels very different to this. Yeah. Queen of Cups upright. Opening up. You see, you had all those reversed cup cards. Page of Cups reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, Queen of Cups reversed, King of Cups reversed. You had every single one out, and now in your future, off of the back of this bloody gorgeous Nine of Pentacles energy, which is a beautiful energy to be in, to open your heart. We see it. We see a Capricorn who in the future is opening their hearts. And, you know, that can apply in any ways. That can apply to opening your heart to your Six of Cups again, opening your heart to something new, opening your heart to reunion, which I see with the Four of Wands, but also just opening your heart to loving, finding a place to pour the love that you didn't know where to put it before because of the separation from this person, whether that's because of a breakup or a death. And this is the most love. This is the most love. You know, out of all the court cards we spoke about, the Queen is the most. And in a balanced way as well, because the Knight is and take it to extremes, but she's balanced with it, and it's just so beautiful to see next to this Nine of Pentacles for you. I love it. Anything else, please? Anything else? A Nine of Cups as well. So that is again it's a 9. It's an independent energy, so it's really being aware of your own emotions, your own sense of personal happiness. In fact, I want to say your own love language, because we were talking about that earlier. Like, how do you receive love? How do you feel comfortable receiving love? The focus is more on the receiving here than the giving, I've got to say. The Queen of Cups is so giving. You definitely don't have any problems there. Once you've worked out how to redirect it and what you can put it towards, a lot of that is towards yourself, by the way, with the Nine of Pentacles showing up, and the Nine of Cups. But there's something here with this Nine of Cups reversed about receiving love, and there's something in that for you that feels difficult. But I see you learning about that and finding the way for you that you're comfortable receiving love. And it might go back to that love language as shit. If that sounded interesting to you, you can Google it. Oh, and look what we've got on the bottom, the 10. That's emotional harmony that comes after the 9. So the 9 is that personal sense of happiness. And then the 10 is like taking this and harmonizing it with someone else. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see next to that Four of Wands. That Four of Wands doesn't have to be reconnection. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like it for most of you, especially with what I'm seeing down here with this Six of Cups. Some of you are maybe reuniting with this Six of Cups person and reconnecting. Yeah, so there was a lot in that reading. It was quite itty bitty because I felt like I was actually picking up on two quite distinct situations, although there may be crossovers for some of you. So I hope you could get out of that reading what you wanted and what you needed, and you got some sort of sense of being heard from it, because that's really the main thing I can hope to do, really, because, you know, giving you advice. I mean, sometimes we specifically ask the cards for advice, but even that's more the form of what are the useful questions to ask. Anyway, I'm just kind of talking too much about the way I read, and I think you probably already got a gist for that anyway. But yeah, I really do hope that maybe brought you some comfort, because it does feel difficult for you, and I'm so sorry if you have lost someone recently. I really am. Yeah, just go easy on yourself, I guess, and please be compassionate with yourself, and like, especially with this Knight of Swords in reverse, you know, if you're feeling that anger, I just want to reiterate, like, obviously our actions, yeah, our actions need to be not destructive and harmful to ourselves or other people, but feeling anger does not have to lead to harmful and destructive actions. In fact, more likely, if you don't let yourself feel it, you will do actions that are not in line with your values. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. Thank you for being here, and I'll do another longish reading in 2 weeks for you. In between, I will probably do a few mini readings, all signs readings, so watch out for them if you want. Do all the liking and subscribing bollocks if you see fit, whatever, that's up to you. And I'll catch you next time, Capricorn. Take care, okay, please. Bye.